And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment, whatever you'd like to do. I don't mind, as long as it's not a troll comment, it's fine. So I'm going to get right into your reading. The first card you have, you passed, is the High Priestess. Okay, so yeah, what I'm seeing here is, this is kind of interesting. I hope this is going to make sense. This is about a small thing that you saw, and I think this was kind of showing you a bigger thing. Yeah, okay, so I'll try and articulate what I'm seeing. I think you've been focused, very, very focused on your work for a long, long time, focused on your goals. And as an Aries, you know, when you're focused on your goals, everything else has to revolve around that. You do not revolve around anyone else. When you have a goal, that's where your focus is, and whatever else happens has to kind of happen around that. Now, I think that's how you were, that's how you've been for a long time. You're probably still like this now. And I think you also had a lot of people who you had to kind of either leave behind or distance yourself from. I think these were a lot of people from your past, all different kinds of things. But I think, you know, you weren't seeing them face to face. I think you also distanced yourself probably on social media with them as well. There's a lot of distance, between you and them. You didn't share a lot of things with these people. There are a lot of people who you've just kind of left behind now. And I think it was your choice to do that. So back to this small thing. Yeah, I think what happened was you came across something. This is what I'm seeing. You're kind of going along. And you know, the thing is, it's strange because you're not on social media with these people. You're not following them or friends with them or whatever it is, depending on what you're on. But I am seeing something kind of coming out of nowhere. It might be a picture. I think it was actually. And, you know, and it just came. I don't know whether it was recommended, whether you saw it, where it was on someone else's thing or something. It just came up. So, and I think something made you look at this. And you wouldn't normally, but you know, something kind of popped up and you're like, oh, what's this? And you just looked on. And I think looking at that, I think it might have brought back a whole lot of kind of negative feelings for you. You know, and I think also, and it didn't make you feel that good, that's what I'm seeing, but I think actually you might have been led to look at this. I think you were supposed to see this, and I think this was to encourage you to keep on focusing on what you're doing. And I think it was kind of like you were being shown that you were doing the right thing, to keep on that track. Don't let any of these other people, you know, put you off or make you feel bad or mess up your feelings again so that you're off track. You know, you're not all the way where you want to be yet. You're still kind of heading toward where you want to be. You're kind of part of the way there. You've had a taste of where you want to be, I think, but you're not quite there. And yeah, I think seeing this picture might have set you back a bit emotionally, but I think it was a sign, and I think it was there to let you know that you're on the right track. You need to keep on focusing, and you need to keep on leaving a lot of these people behind. That probably sounds horrible. I know people are going to say, oh, you can't just cut people off. I'm not saying that you have to cut everyone off. That's an extreme. But I think in your case, in this case, I think it's necessary with some of these people, because I think some of these people brought you a lot of negative emotions, a lot of difficult feelings, all of that. And all of those feelings can get in the way of your focus. So you're going to have to keep on putting that aside. You might have thought to yourself, oh, maybe I'll open up to some of these people again. And then you saw this picture or whatever it was, and it made you realize, no, I can't do that. I have to close that page for now anyway, and move forward and just keep it closed. That's what I'm seeing in that card. Okay, so the next card you have your pasts, the Fool, which I love. I love this card. But yeah, it is a little bit negative. I don't mean to make this negative, but that's what I'm seeing. I'm seeing this as kind of relating to what I was seeing in the High Priestess. And I think you probably distance yourself from a few people, or at least not all of them, but some of them. Because I think there were some of them that actually took you for a fool or treated you like a fool or something like that. Now, they might not have specifically said, you're a fool. But this is about how you felt. This is about how you were made to feel around these people. And that's why you had to close a page on them, close the chapter, close the whole book. Yeah, I'm seeing some kind of competitiveness around these people. It's not very healthy competition. So it's kind of like, oh, look how they're doing. They're better than me. I'm going to kind of put them down, and look how he is and she is, and she's done that, and they've been to that university, and they have that kind of house, and they have that kind of car, and I don't have this, and they have it's all that kind of stuff. Probably, you know, not exactly as I'm saying that, but that's that kind of not wanting anyone to kind of better themselves, or, you know, kind of a lot of jealousy, a lot of that kind of horrible stuff around that. It's kind of a bit like playing Who's Better Than Who. It's this game. Oh, who's better than, you know, he's better than she is, she's better than he is, all of that kind of thing. And, you know, kind of putting people down to make yourself better, which is ridiculous in my mind. I think it makes the person who's doing it look worse. It doesn't make them look better at all. But anyway, I won't go on about that. Yeah, I think you just closed off from all of those people. This is why that is. You know, you felt a bit like they were making you look like a fool, and you didn't want that anymore. And you know what? If people think you're a fool, you may as well go off and be one. Do your own thing, be yourself. If they think you're a fool, fantastic. Do whatever you want, because you're not going to get anywhere if you're stuck down there in the mud with these people who are saying, oh, this person's a fool, this person's bad. You don't want to be stuck down with people like that. I'd much rather be a fool than people who are kind of stuck in the mud down there somewhere, pointing the finger at everyone else. So you're doing absolutely the right thing. And I think that's what you were led to see this picture, or whatever it was that you saw, for that reason, to make you focus, keep your focus, keep pushing forward, out of the mud where these other people are, out of the bog, up forward, up into, you know, great heights where they aren't. That's what I'm seeing. That sounds nasty and horrible. I don't mean it to sound like that, but I hope you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so the last card you have for your past is the World, which is a fantastic, absolutely fantastic card. Yeah, you were self-preserving, and that's what was important for you to keep going. Again, I'm seeing that here again. You know, I think you had a lot of big things on your mind as well. You had a lot of things, and obviously you couldn't talk to these horrible people in the Fool card. And I think there were even some people around you who were supportive of you, but you also felt that, no, I can't talk to them either. They won't really understand. Now, there is someone who will understand, because I think your head's still a little bit kind of bogged down with a lot of problems and questions, and what am I going to do, and is this the right thing, and I wish I had someone who understood, and they don't. All of that kind of stuff is in your head. Now, there is someone, I think, who you are going to be able to talk to, who you can talk to. You might have forgotten about them. I think they are around you. I think you've spoken to them in the past. I think they might have been in your last reading or the one before that, because I'm getting a bit of a deja vu here. Talk to this person. I think it's a woman. Talk to this person, and I think what's going to happen is they're going to clear your head of all of this mess, and kind of make you see a lot clearer. And then you'll be like, oh, I see this really clearly now. I know what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to do this, X, Y, Z. That's going to get me to there. And I don't know why I'm worrying about that. It seems to have gone out of my head now. So I think that person's going to do that for you and help you to get all of that stuff out of your head. And then you'll be more like this amazing woman here who's kind of dancing around in the sky. And she's totally free. And she has 2 wands, not just one. She's got 2 wands. So that's going to make you get out of this old thought pattern and get into a new one, and that's going to help to push you forward as well. So that's another thing there. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. The first card you have here present is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to be accused of making people feel, you know, paranoid again, which I'm always accused of. I know that, but I'm going to say this anyway. I don't mean to do that. Disclaimer, I don't mean to make anyone feel paranoid. But if I see something, I'm going to say. So what I'm getting with this is, obviously this king, he's a very wealthy man. He's a very successful man. He's on the top of his game. He's right up there. He's in his throne. He's got coins all around him and gold and everything like that. So I'm getting this feeling of someone coming up behind you, sort of sneaking up behind you. I know that sounds horrible. I don't mean it to be literally, but it's kind of, this is around your workplace or your work or something. And I think it might be that there's someone and they're sort of waiting to be where you are, kind of waiting in the wings, waiting to take your place. Now they're a little bit antagonistic, a little bit kind of angry, all of that kind of thing. They're quite bold. And yeah, I know it's in your nature to sort of knock things on the head if you're not happy. Be a little bit careful around this person. Yeah, I'm seeing antagonism, anger around this person. They're not a manipulative person. They're not playing games. But I think what they're doing is they're probably talking about you. They might be saying things to you as well. They're sort of a little bit too close for comfort. They're kind of getting into your space, trying to encroach on what you're doing. That's the kind of feeling I'm getting, that you kind of can't breathe and you want to get away from this person. Yeah, it's like they want to push you out and kind of jump into where you are, into your place. But there's no chance of them doing that. There really isn't. And I think the more they realise that, the more determined they are to kind of get you out, but the more angry they are, and they know that they can't do this. That's what I'm seeing. You're on top of things. You know, if you look at this king's foot, it's you probably can't see because it's very, very busy, that card. But yeah, you'll just have to trust me. His foot's on top of, it's like a bull's head. You know, it's like a bull's head. I don't know whether this person's a Taurus. They might be. They don't have to be, but you know, that symbolizes that you're kind of on top of a Taurus, not literally. But yeah, you're kind of on top of things. And that's what this is showing me. You don't have to worry about them. You're on top. You're in the top position. And they know that. And I think that's why they're so angry and upset with this. So, you know, whatever they do and say, it's not going to make any difference, but just be careful that this doesn't distract you from your goals either, because I think that's the other message here. I'm getting this warning all over this reading. Don't let people from your past, don't let people from now, your present, don't let people from anywhere else distract you from where you're trying to go, because that's what this person wants. I think they want to kind of bait you, annoy you, get you angry, make you lose your concentration so you don't know what you're doing, and then they can say, aha, look at that mistake they've made, oh, I'm better than them, I should, all of that kind of thing. So don't let that happen. The other thing I'm seeing in this card is someone might need your help, and this is probably financial help, because this is the King of Pentacles, so yes, obviously. Now, I don't think they'd ever say anything to you. I don't think they'd ask. This is someone you're close to. They might be a close friend, they might be a relative. They're a very proud person. I don't think they'd ever say, they'd never say, I've got a problem, I need help. No, I need help. They'd never say that to you. So, you know, if you think you know who this is, just reach out to them, you know, ask them if they need anything. I think what will happen is if you do this, they'll probably say no to start off with. Then I think eventually what will happen is, you know, they'll go away for a while and they'll think about this and they'll think, you know, they've offered this help, I should really say yes. And I think then eventually they'll come back. And also I'm seeing a little bit of caution around this. You know, maybe you've had some people ask you for help before, and you're feeling a little bit cautious about helping people for that reason. But I don't think you need to worry about this person. This is someone you know really well. This is someone who you can trust as well. They just need a little bit of a step up. That's what I'm seeing. So yeah, that might... they're very close to you, very, very close, very, very close to you. Okay, so I'll move on to the next card. So the next card is, yeah, the Six of Pentacles. Again, obviously this is about helping someone out. So there's this message again. So you're seeing that twice there. So someone does need help, I think. I'm also seeing a few different kind of interesting things here. I hope this is going to make sense. I think there's a situation that you might be resisting or holding back from, and you're making an effort to do that. Yeah, I'm seeing love here. So if you're in a relationship, I think there's probably a bit of holding back on your part. I'm just seeing you wanting to keep certain parts of yourself to yourself, be alone, all of that kind of thing for a while. I don't think you're hiding anything. I don't think you're being secretive or being sneaky or anything like that. I think it's just a feeling you have that you just want this time to yourself. And that's quite common in Aries, that they have these independent times where they just want to be by themselves. Now, if you're not in a relationship, I'm seeing a similar thing here, but the resistance is a lot stronger. It feels a lot stronger to me. So I think there is someone around you. I think they're definitely interested in you. Now, I actually think you're interested in them as well. But there's a big feeling of resistance here. And I'm just looking at the scales on this card, so I'm seeing imbalance here. So maybe this is why you have this resistance, because I think in your past, you might have been in a situation where it was a bit imbalanced in some way. You know, either there was some kind of money imbalance, because obviously this card's about money. So maybe you earned more than this person, or maybe they earned more than you. And so that might have created some kind of power imbalance, I think. So maybe subconsciously you don't want to be in that situation again. Maybe you're starting to feel that if you're in a relationship, or you're starting to feel that if you're around someone you're interested in, you're kind of, or maybe there isn't that going on. Maybe you're just worried that that might happen. So, you know, I think logically you know that every relationship isn't the same. You know that. It's just your feelings that still feel this. So, you know, it's difficult for me to know what to say really, because you do know this logically. But, you know, maybe just try to be a bit more mindful of this, maybe realize where this is coming from when these feelings come up. And that might help you to start, you know, working through these feelings maybe, I don't know. Or you might feel happy being like that, I don't know. I'm sure the person you're with doesn't if you're in a relationship. Okay, so the last card you have here present is the Queen of Wands, and I love her. This is my favourite queen. You know, she's straightforward, she's facing us, she's looking at us in the eye, and, you know, she does things, she pushes forward. She's a leader as well. I love that. So I think you might be confronting someone, because that's what this queen's like. She's very confronting. She's kind of face on. She's confronting us. And so I think that might be what's happening with you here. And this is work again. I'm seeing this is around work. So I think this is probably about this person in the King of Pentacles. And yeah, I think, yeah, this is this person. Yeah, it's definitely them. They're pushing again. They're pushing and pushing. They're saying little things. They're trying to make you look bad, or they're trying to make you react or something. I actually think you have a lot of advantages over this person. I think you're in a really good position. I was seeing that in the King of Pentacles. I think you have a lot of experience behind you. I think you know exactly what to do. I think you have support behind you in terms of, you know, if this is in the workplace, they might be people in authority. There might be bosses that have that support you, or they might be people around you who would vouch for you. They'd say, you know, this person knows what they're doing, they're a good person, and all of that. So you have a lot of that support. And I think now that you can see that, you're going to be a little bit bolder around them. And yeah, you have a lot of advantages. I keep on seeing you have many, many, many advantages over this person. And that's what they don't like. So just be aware again, because I am seeing this person trying to bait you, trying to bother you. So try and keep as calm as you can around them. I know that's not easy. And I'm also feeling there might be some kind of storm brewing around this. So play this carefully, especially if it's in the workplace. You want to be careful not being angry and all of that. I know you don't want to let people get away with things. It's in your nature. I know that. But again, you have a lot of advantages over them. So just know that. Try and keep calm. Try and keep you cool around this person. And again, don't let them distract you from where you're going. Okay, so the first card you have your future is the Four of Swords. Okay, there are a few things in this as well. One of them's a little bit specific. Yeah, okay, I'll concentrate on this because I think this is an important thing. I think there's someone around you. I think it's probably a family member, or it's someone very close to you. It's probably family. I think they might have had a near miss, maybe health-wise. Yeah, I think they were very unwell at one time, and you know, things improved for them. Yeah, they're very brave, but I think there might be a possibility that they're not quite as well as they're making out. Now, this is someone who doesn't want to worry people. Now, don't worry, don't stress about this. They're not ill. They don't need, they're not seriously ill or anything. There's nothing really terrible wrong with them, but they might not be 100% better yet. I'm seeing a lot of tiredness. And so I think they're probably going to need a lot more rest than what they're getting right now. So if you know who this is, be a bit gentle with them. They're a strong person and they're a determined person, but I think they need taking care of. So just keep that in mind. If you know who this is, make sure they're getting rest, take care of them, bring them things, ease their workload if they have work to do. I think they're pretending to be a lot stronger and a lot better than they actually are, because they don't want to bother people. So just be very gentle and just take some care of this person. Okay, so the next card you have for you features the Nine of Swords. Yeah, again, here we are again. 2 rest cards there. One very restful. This one's a lot more stressful. So I think this person, I think this family member, if this is who this is, I think at one time they were probably a bit more like this woman. They thought that things were going to be a lot worse than they actually were at one time. I think they had a lot of people worried about them, and they were worried as well, really worried. And yeah, there might also be some people relying on them as well. So I think they had that worry around them as well. It's like, who would be able to be relying on me? Everyone relies on me. If I'm not here, what's going to happen to them? If anything happens to me, that's the kind of thing I'm getting in this. That's the worry they had. This is a very, very precious person. This is a very strong person. They're like a gem. They're very precious. And yeah, they need a lot more taking care of. So someone needs to take a bit more care of them. I'm not blaming anyone, because I don't think they're letting on. I think they're very tired, but they're going around saying, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. So people probably don't realize this. It's no one's fault. But if you know who this is, if this resonates with you, again, this is saying the same thing. Take some work off them, make sure they sit down, bring them some food, make sure they're comfortable, force them to get some rest, because I think they're the sort of person who wants to run around and help other people. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the last card you have, you features the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so again, this is about love, I think. This is about love. You're holding onto your heart, you're covering your heart. And yeah, again, if you're single, I think someone's interested in you, but you're resisting. You do have a bit of interest in them, but I think you kind of know that they're not quite right for you. That's what I'm seeing. It's more than your natural guardedness. You're usually guarded around people anyway, but this is a little bit more than that. Yeah. Again, I hate to say this, but I don't actually think this person's right for you. And I think your feelings of resistance might, again, they're beyond your usual resistance. I think you feel this. I think your instincts to tell you this. And I'm feeling this. So, I actually think there's someone who's really, really suited to you, who's around the corner from you. They're right around the corner. It's not this person. And I think when you see this new person, it's going to be, wow. But that's not what you're feeling with them. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying all Aries shouldn't be with who they're with. I'm not saying that at all. What I am saying is, if you're feeling this for yourself, if you feel as if, oh, this person's not quite right for me, I'm really feeling this, this is wrong. If that's what you're feeling, follow your instincts. Your instincts are correct. And I am seeing someone very, very special coming up around the corner for you. That's what I'm seeing in that card. So Aries, I hope this resonated. But as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you'd like to. And thank you so much for watching.